Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss say money gonna find me, blessings gonna find me, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Round and round, these seasons I've been facing, but this year, your blessings I'm embracing. Hey, healing have come my way, blessings have come my way. Winning, we winning and we here to stay. Is the blessings me say will find me here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them the money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Tell them me claim it. All of my blessings, me name it. With faith me I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to the new year. Me step out in faith and no fear. Blessings go find me, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na. Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss say money gonna find me here, blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Round and round, these seasons I've been facing, but this year, your blessings I'm embracing. Hey, healing have come my way, blessings have come my way. Winning, we winning and we here to stay. Is the blessings me say will find me here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them the money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Tell them me claim it. All of my blessings, me name it. With faith me I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to the new year. Me step out in faith and no fear. Blessings go find me, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na. Something good gonna happen in this
What's up,
year.
Impact Nation? It's Michael L. McCants here.
And I'm Shena Hadley, and welcome back.
That's right, ReHash is back.
A whole new season, new conversations,
New topics,
a new approach,
new energy,
and new special guests.
and a new co-host. Welcome, Shena Hadley, to ReHash.
Yes, I'm excited because ReHash isn't just another show. It's where generations meet, where real questions get real conversations and where faith is lived out together.
Exactly. ReHash is our 1 hour weekly discipleship stream where we don't just read it, the content, but we revisit it, we rethink it, and we reapply it through a multi-generational lens.
That's right. One faith, many voices, and one mission.
And this season, we're reading one book together as a church, The Fight by Joel Tudman.
This book asks the real questions. Who am I really? Am I living who God created me to be? Or just surviving expectations?
Because sometimes discovering who you are in Christ, you will have to fight for it.
We're talking identity, calling, healing, grief, transitions, and learning to believe that your value isn't in what you do, but who you are already in God.
Join us every Thursday night as we take a deeper dip, bridging generation rooted in scripture, fueled by honest conversations, and shaped by faith that you can live out.
This isn't about debating generations. It's about bridging them.
We're honoring legacy.
And while engaging the culture.
So mark your calendar.
ReHash returns January 8th.
7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
One book, one church, one shared journey.
Revisiting truth and rebuilding unity.
This is ReHash, where
generations meet and Christ is formed.
We'll see you Thursday night.
So bring your book, bring your quest, bring your generation. Welcome
back to ReHash.
Happy Friday Eve. What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much.
Y'all come on in the comment section and holler at us. All right. I'm just sending out some reminders to some friends and family members. Come hang out with us. Would you take the opportunity to share our @ and click follow? Let your peers know that we're in the building. Oh, Shena, I got to show you something.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it first. Okay. All right, so how do maybe I can, let me see. I'm gonna show everybody at the same time. So you guys know I went and got a parakeet.
Parakeet? Oh, the bird?
Yeah. Well, don't say it like that. We trying to say. I'm trying to say.
I mean, that's what it is, a bird.
I mean, yeah, but it's a certain kind of bird, not just any. Anyway, I'm not
okay.
With you, but the point is here. So one of the things that I've been doing is I've been encouraged to pick up hobbies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want a dog because I felt like that's just too messy and all that jazz. So what I did was I went and got a bird. And so let me see. Oh gosh, darling. And so birds are very funny acting, right? And so you have to, oh gosh, I have to figure out how to get it where I want it. You have to build trust with them, because if not, they'll just sit there in the corner, and act like you ain't like you don't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would not believe what she did yesterday.
What did she do?
She ate from my hands. Oh. You know what I'm talking about?
She's getting comfortable.
She's getting, there you go. She's getting comfortable. We're building relationship, right? We're getting close. And so she was apprehensive, but after a while, she made it in. And that's all that matters.
That's good.
Yep. So she didn't step off into my hand yet, but she ate, and she kept watching my thumb, whatever, because my thumb was extended out. She didn't know what that thumb was
Mm-hmm.
gonna do. But I'm pleased to say she ate, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. So I got to figure out this computer for a second here. Um, but yes, she ate from my hand. So I'm gonna show you in a minute. Plus, I cooked anyway. I cooked from the air fryer yesterday as well too, and that was exciting. What was more exciting was me using the little camera on my phone to create content. Y'all content
Mm-hmm.
creators go through a lot, boy. I
Yeah,
thought y'all was
it,
just
it takes a lot.
yeah, I thought y'all was just clicking the button and you know doing the thing, but y'all, man, that's something. But I had fun, and it wasn't work related, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep. Did you do anything fun, interesting yourself? Now, would you prefer to see the cooking video, or would you prefer to see? I think you want to see the bird.
I would probably want to see both.
All right. Well, we'll start with the bird, and I'll come back later on in the show, and do that. So, what was exciting for you this week?
Um, we didn't really do much at work. Being that we getting ready to go to NTC to
Hmm.
California. Yeah, it wasn't much to do this week, so it was a very light week. Um,
Okay.
I think the best part so far was I did my hair today.
Oh, you did.
And I
I
and
said
I
you
was
was
in the midst of doing hair. I had to stop so I could get online, but yeah, I think the best part was just me doing my hair and feeling like myself again, getting back
okay.
into the groove of everything.
Right, right. That's dope. Okay, okay. So what's going on in the comment section? Hey, Minister Brand J. What's up,
Mr.
Sister
Brand J
Amika?
said, "Hey, she's driving."
Okay.
Sister Amika said, "Good evening." Brother Christopher said, "God bless."
Bless you, Brother Christopher. What's up, Sister Amika? Okay. So it's downloading, so you can go ahead and do your thing. When we're ready, we'll have the producers pull it up. But that's what we're gonna start making Dage do is be the producer.
I don't know. She might do that. I don't know.
I don't know. So
Is
what's your
your
fun?
day? Is your day
Uh,
for the
it
icebreaker
is.
though?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
God, dog. I just knew you was gonna come with some type of woman fact of this is uh uh women history month.
Oh no, it's actually your go.
It's on me, huh? All right. So here is my icebreaker. Have you ever moved to a new place, whether it's a new school, a new job, a new city, where you didn't know anybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so comment down the thing there. All right, my bird is ready to be seen. While y'all tell us, have you ever been moved to a place that you've never been before? You didn't know anybody. Have you ever done that? Yes or no? Here's my bird, Sheena. Here we go. You didn't know anybody. Did you see that? Did she not look comfortable?
Yes, she looks very comfortable.
That's all I'm trying to say. She's a happy bird, and she's been well taken care of. That's all I'm trying to point out to the saints. All right, so she said that she has. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think it's unfair for me to say that I have. I have a very, very, very large family, right?
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather had like 20 something plus children. I mean, my grandfather had like 20 plus brothers and sisters that I grew up with. Um, and their aunts and uncles were still alive that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew my great great grandmother, I knew my great great aunts and uncles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's my mom's side of the family. And then each one of then my grandfather had like 15, 20 something children, and all their siblings had this and but big big family, big family. So I got cousins scattered all over them. If I may not know them per se, but I
Mm-hmm.
can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm Francis' son or I'm Anthony boy," you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just immediate. It's good. So yes and no, but primarily no. Okay. So um tonight's chapter is about the reality of growth that it requires leaving something behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the second question is when you moved to try something different, did you have to leave something behind? A mindset, a habit, a fear, relationship, procrastinations, control, people pleasing. I think in the season that I'm in now, I've had to leave people pleasing.
Mm.
And side note, I didn't know that I did that.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not. I thought I was a very bold, bodacious person that did what they want to do. But there's a large part of some things that I do that is to simply make everybody comfortable.
Comfortable. I
Yeah,
used to be like that.
really.
Yeah, because because I'm the person who everybody comes to, it's
Hmm.
so naturally to try to please everyone around you, to try to make sure everyone's happy. Um, and in that time you could kind of lose yourself,
Hmm.
kind of forget yourself. But I've been in that season before, where I had to realize I was doing a lot of people pleasing.
Hmm. Wow, wow. So just a side conversation for a moment. And I'm sure you guys are chiming in the comment section. I think because I'm new to this now, I'm very new to it, and
Hmm.
so I didn't realize that it brought such offense when you decide to do what makes you happy.
Yes,
Yeah. Or when you no longer allow something to be formidable, you know,
and everybody
and
have
well,
an
you know,
opinion.
yeah, and then they want to convince you to sit into how they feel and what they think and what
Hmm.
they want you to. And it's like, wow. So is
Yeah,
our relationship built on the fact that you were controlling the dynamic and me being unaware? That's crazy. I
and
thought that was
available whenever they needed you to be available.
right. That's problematic. Good evening, Sister Banshee. That's beautiful. Okay. All right. And so tonight, that's what we're going to be dealing with, right? The things
Hmm.
we leave behind. And so finding who you are is always attached to requiring leaving to leave something, right? I
Hmm.
think it's Abraham. Abraham had to get up out of the country he was in and go follow him. Think about the apostles, the disciples, when they
Hmm.
dropped everything to follow after Christ, right?
Hmm.
That the reality is, and I hate to say this because I'm such a proponent for taking everybody with me, that there's just some people, there's some things
You
that
have to leave
just
behind.
can't go to your next level. And so
Hmm.
growth always demands separation.
Yeah,
And you can't become who God is calling you to be while holding on to everything you used to be.
yeah.
And so that's how the author begins this chapter, chapter 6 that we're in, reminding us of something very important. reminding us of this very important thing. In the previous chapters, we talked about getting ready for the fight. First, we identified what was holding us back. We went through and examined the tactics we're using in life, whether they're helping us or hurting us. But now the author switches into a warning um, that happens once we begin to fight. And he points this thing out very powerfully. And he just goes, at some point, probably very early on, you're
You're
going
going
to
to back
want
out.
to abandon the fight
Yeah.
because that is real. Um, when you begin changing your life, when you begin obeying God for real, and when you begin becoming who God called you to be, the temptation will come to quit um, because you're leaving some things behind.
Mm-hmm.
And you may even wish everything could go back to how it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growth feels like loss before it ever feels like progress. Woo! Have you ever started something God called you to do and then later wondered if you made the wrong decision?
I have.
Oh,
Um Now for those who know that I always wanted to come to the military.
okay.
Um and it's been years and years before it actually came to pass. But lately I've been wondering did I make the right decision?
Yeah,
But as I was thinking on it actually today, as I was riding and I was just thinking about the decision and everything that's been going on in the past couple of months in my life, I was just thinking, I know that I made the right decision, and I know that this was something that he wanted me to do, because it required a different type of growth. Like it made me grow. Like he talks about in this chapter about how when you go in different environments and you don't know a lot of people, and you have to submit to people that you don't want to submit to, and you have to be disciplined and do things that you don't want to do. It requires a different type of discipline, but in the midst of that pain you're growing, um and you're learning who you are. And I was thinking about that today, like driving down the road, and I had to realize, like, I didn't make the wrong decision. Maybe it's just almost time for me to depart from this part of my life, which he
yeah,
also talks about in the book,
yeah,
in
yeah.
this chapter.
I, yeah, I feel that 100%. I'll admit it here live on Rehash. I think one of the things that I often wonder what would have happened had I stayed in South Carolina.
Hmm.
'Cause I mean, like he was there, man. Man, we was in our stride, honey. We was doing our thing,
Yeah.
you know. You know, and it felt like I got here to Atlanta. I met wonderful people. God gave me some powerful connections. I
Hmm.
grew a lot. I mean, I think I've gotten better at preaching, you know, and how I approach ministry. Uh, I've grown so much, um, and, but it cost me so much.
Mm. A lot.
Yeah, it cost me a lot,
I was thinking
you
about
know.
that today. The
About me?
military. No, just
Oh,
like
I
in
thought you're so
general, like
sweet.
I was
Oh,
thinking like how the military is beneficial, but it's very sacrificial. Like
yeah,
it's so much that people don't see behind the scenes, other than, oh, they think you make so much money, and oh, you're fighting for the country, and all of those are good things, but there's a lot of sacrificial things that you're leaving behind. Your all of your time, like, is getting cut because you have to be so dedicated to this. If you have different hobbies, you can't really tend to them because you have to be so dedicated to this. You're leaving family behind, you're leaving your hometown behind, you're leaving friends behind, you're just leaving so much behind, and so much of your time is being taken up to where it's like, I'm exhausted. Like,
yeah,
when do I have time for myself?
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
so I
But
definitely
but
understand that.
yeah, but it's in those makings that we get to see, you know, um, God's hand, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, man, He really is preparing me.
Yeah,
Um, who is that? Jalen Carr.
Jacqueline
He's
Carr, he's
preparing
preparing.
me for greater. I feel a shake in the spirit. But absolutely, absolutely. So I'm putting it in the comment section here, and we want to hear from you. Let me see what we got going on here. Have you ever started something God calls you to do, and then later wondered if you made the wrong decision? I also like the fact that he normalized this, right? Because
Hmm.
there's a lot of things I've done in my life that I was the first to do or I didn't have a prerequisite for. And there were questions and things that I had to deal with that when I talk to you all and those that come behind me, I go, you're in a good spot, right? You're in a good place. And so I like how he's saying to us straight up, yeah, you're gonna feel like you need to quit. You need to think you need to tuck tail and run back to the hills, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you're gonna feel that, but you're in a good spot. You're in a good place. Keep plowing, because it's gonna come down
Hmm.
you know. And so I like that. I like being normalized. Even though I'm uncomfortable, I think we were talking about this on Tuesday nights, right? And on Sunday mornings, change. Even though
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable, it's working together for my good. You know, Here's my food video, by the way. I think I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. You, you go ahead. You got something?
Um, I liked how he highlighted that when he made the move, that it was a chance for him to trust God completely with the new location,
Because he was moving
in a
from
new
where?
chapter.
Was it from when he moved from Oklahoma to
When he moved from
the Potter's
Oklahoma to
house?
Texas to the
Hmm.
Potter House, he said how he had built, and I just felt that when he said in the book how he built his coaching career, how he built his church, and how he knew every face that was just about in the pulpit, and how he knew like all of his players, and he had to leave all of that behind. And when he got to Texas, although he was, trusting God with the new location and to rewrite his story, he felt out of place. Um,
Oh, good.
and I can attest that like when you get into a new environment, when you trust in God, it do feel like you're lonely, it do feel like you're by yourself, it do feel like you don't really know, like you kind of on the urge of I knew I made the right decision, but I don't really know. But it's like I'm gonna trust God. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm gonna trust Him to just rewrite my story. I like how he mentioned that in his book, and how he committed. Not only did he committed to the move, but his family committed to the move, and his pastors that he consulted with before making the move helped him to realize that even though he would move, like the blessing doesn't detect like from where he's going to go to. So it doesn't matter if he moves to Texas, like whatever is his blessing, whatever is meant for him is going to be for him.
Yeah, I love that. I love three things here. I love the fact that he points out, he tells us that we have to get comfortable with things being left behind, right?
Hmm.
Then he also points out that there are people in your life, it's just this from that statement, that will commit to your process of growth,
Hmm.
that they're willing to be stretched with you, that they're willing to grow with you. And I'm not going to cry by saying this, but I I'm grateful for the people at my church,
Hmm.
who all but said, Pastor, we're gonna grow with you through this. There's something,
Yeah.
there's some changes happening. But we're in this. We're gonna commit to the process, right? And because intrinsically, these pastors, his family, they committed and they grew with him because they believed in him. And and there are intrinsically people in your life that believe in you so much that they're willing to go through the journey with you, and who they are and what they represent um, allows them to be present, right? Because they
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't lose themselves. They just realized their place in your life.
Yeah.
They realize the value that they bring to your life, and they're not intimidated by your glow up or grow up, how you grow.
But they also recognize your value.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then I love. I mean, did you want to speak further into that? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah. Then I love the fact that he acknowledged. I thought this term was so stupid when I first heard it. The imposter syndrome. You know, do I really belong here? Am I worthy of this opportunity? You know, I can
Mm-hmm.
think twice in my life. Twice I've experienced it. Maybe that I knew of, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I got ordained as an elder in the church. That very first Sunday I preached that next week, I felt so unworthy. I I, I, I I sat in the office and I started crying. I said, I do not deserve this. You know.
Mm.
And then Bishop Norwood asked me to come preach at Bible. And I was sitting in the office and I couldn't convince myself to walk out of the office through the tunnel and onto the stage. Because I just, what's so special about me that these people want to hear what I have to say, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I belong. I don't know if I fit. I don't know if this level of ministry is worth operating on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because it's almost like you can tell the growing point in your life
Mm.
because the growing points begins to scare you. You've been growing, but then you get to that point and you go, "Oh my, I really am different. I'm really
Yeah.
look at I'm here." Like, I mean, people dream of their dreams coming true, but then when your dream comes true, that's a whole other story.
And it's a lot that come with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Here's my bird, and then we're gonna read. I mean my food, and then we're gonna read comments. Here, Sheena, tell me what you think now. This old school trying to do a new school. Hold on, watch. You couldn't tell me that chicken wasn't busting, but that's the wrong video. We'll look at that later. But that
Oh my God.
so I put it. I found out that you can fry crispy chicken in the air fryer. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Sheena, I'm embarrassed on TV. You know that? I didn't know it, so I tried it, and man, that thing was beautiful. Beautiful. What you saying in the comment section?
um, let's see. Hello, Chantel. That's on mine. Let's get back on yours. Cause I shared it to mine as well.
Okay.
Um, Sister Sonia said, yes, I always wondered where I would be if I had done 20 years in service. Tiffany said, most definitely. She said, LL, you late, Pastor.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a whole new world, but dazzling place I never knew. All right. So here we are talking about it, the tension of the unknown, right?
Mm-hmm.
The author tells us the story of moving his family from Oklahoma to Dallas, like you said, felt like the right move. But then he writes, trusting in God leading doesn't mean that you know what the plan is going to look like, right? Faith
Mm-hmm.
in God does not mean clarity. Faith in God means obedience without clarity. You know, then he says this confidence is not found in the unknown, it is found in God while you are in the tension of the unknown. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then he says it this way confidence is not found in the unknown, confidence is found in God while you're in unknown. The unknown does not remove God from the situation, it simply removes your control. I preached that sermon called The Unknown in the Pandemic. I have to re-preach that since you don't remember.
Mm.
Where in your
Okay.
life right now do you feel tension?
Oh, that's a good one. You tell me yours while I think about mine.
My master's, I'm graduating in May,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very apprehensive about what's next.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that I want to teach on a collegiate level,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I'm uncertain about it.
Mm.
Um, and I'm wondering what will it cost me to step into that world, you
Okay.
know? Yeah. So this is tension there. Do I really want that? Um, yeah, that's
Um. Okay. Now I can go. I think
okay.
for me, of course, I love the military. I like the military, but being in the military, I have come to the conclusion that although there are great benefits, that I'm just not here anymore. Um, and with some things that's been going on with me, in the military, some things that I can't really talk about right now. I know that there's a possibility that it can come to an end,
Hmm.
but I don't. I'm ready, but I don't know if I'm really, really ready because I want to make sure that all of my I's are dotted and all of my T's are crossed before coming out. Like I said, I've applied back to go to school. I do want to go back to school
Hmm.
and get my degree and potentially get my master's. I do know that I want to get back in the shop and get back working on my craft. I do know that I want to continue with content creating, and I know that where I'm at right now, the military it really restricts a lot of who you are. Um, and I feel like that's where the tension is for me in my life right now. I know that I'm somewhere where God wanted me to be so that I can grow in different areas of my life. But the tension is I'm fighting with it because I can't be all that he's called me to be in here because of the restriction and because of the time and because of just what the military takes from you. But I know that my time is almost up. I just don't want to move too fast. Um, before I get everything that he wants me to get. And so I feel like that's where the tension is for me right now.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay. So I love this. We've been talking about this chapter now for 5 years. Uh, Jesus calls his first followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he begins to start talking about the story of Jesus calling the disciples, Matthew 4 and 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're an impact, you're probably tired of this chapter already, but here it is, because this is where we build our whole thing of becoming from. Uh, it says, "Follow me, and I will make you." fishers of men,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the Bible says this, uh, they left their nets and followed him.
Without asking any questions.
They didn't have any questions. Yeah. Think about that for a moment. Think about that. They had careers, families, stability, income, a predictable future. And just like that, they walked away from all of
Mm.
it. Why? Because something about Jesus was more compelling than their comfort.
Mm.
And that's pretty much what Joel is talking about here, right? That the disciples were human. Even though they followed Jesus, we still see later on they wrestled with regret. In
Yeah.
Matthew 19 and 27, Peter asked Jesus, we have left everything to follow you. What then will there be for us? Now, in other words, Peter was asking him, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Y'all, you may not have the courage to admit this. I look God square in his face, metaphorically speaking. I wanted to know. I mean, what am I getting out of this? I mean, I'm studying following you, I'm studying pressing. What is it? What's the reward? You know, because leaving everything for God doesn't mean that you never question your decision.
Yeah.
Peter questioned it. He struggled with it. And after Jesus died, Peter said, I'm going fishing. Forget this. He wanted, he wanted to
He
go
wanted to go
back.
back.
Um, Why do you think people sometimes want to go back? I mean, Shena, if that's something.
I think it's because of the comfort.
Yeah.
Um, because of the comfort, and they know for without a shadow of a doubt that they can make a living where they are. They know the ins and the outs of it. They don't have to second guess it. But when you're following God's plan, it's like it's like I'm just out on the water and I don't know where to go because I don't know how to drive a boat. I don't know how to sail. I don't know how to tell the north from the south and the east and the west. It's just like you're just lost, and you just have to take it day by day. And it can be scary. It could be real scary. Um, but it's because of the comfort. And he mentioned in the book that I wrote it down. He said pain comes with moving from one season to another. And that's true.
Okay. Say something, Sheena.
Can you hear me?
Oh no, you sound like a chipmunk. Hold on for a second here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? You need to turn your mic back on. No. Mm-mm.
Now,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
say something now.
Can you hear me?
Uh-uh. Go out real quick and come back in. All right. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Uh-uh. Why you sound like a chipmunk? Do you sound that what they're saying in your comment area? Let me see something.
I don't see any
Would you take the
comments.
opportunity to share?
Mm-mm. Do you sound like a chipmunk on your end?
I know. I sound regular.
You sound good over there. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder what it is over here. Let me see. Hmm. I mean, I would keep going, but I have to be able to hear you to interact. So I can't. Let me see. If I change devices, maybe. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. While he's waiting or while he's getting himself together, if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go and get this book. Even if you're not reading
Okay.
it with us, make sure you go get it and read it on your own.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now I can hear you. Okay. So, what were you saying before we all this happened?
Um, what was I saying?
We
Oh,
were
you
talking.
you asked the question about why do we think people go back? Um, why do we think people go back? And I mentioned that I think people go back because it's comfortable. Um, and they know that it's a for sure income, or they know that area, or they know X, Y, and Z. It's like they know of it. But when you're following God, a lot of times it's like you're walking blindly. Um,
Hmm.
you don't really know what's going to be next. You don't really know how you're going to get X, Y, and Z. You just walking by faith, really.
Right.
And it's scary. It's like being in the middle of the ocean and it's pitch black dark and you don't know where to go. You don't know how to sail a boat. You don't know how to tell left from right, north, south, east from west, because you're not skilled in that area to sail on the ocean.
Mm.
Um, and it can be very scary, very intimidating. It can sometimes feel lonely. You can also feel like nobody understands what it is that you're going through. But that's a part of the process, and he mentioned that in the book. He said that pain comes with moving from one season to another.
I love that. He also says pain is common when you love what needs to be changed.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, that what sometimes leaving behind these things we actually love, the relationship, careers, old identities, habits. Yeah, yeah. Amen. Amen. You could be so in love with what was, that is hard to let go. It's almost like grieving, right? Then he
Mm,
says, so sometimes pain is simply the evidence that something meaningful has ended. So there's value there. It's just run its course. Its course.
yeah.
It's the end of the thing, right? I love I wrote these two statements down. Pain is not proof you made the wrong decision. Pain is proof that something mattered. That
Mm,
that the last season you had value in.
yeah.
You 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 held a conviction in that you were all in,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I love that. I love that. Um, then he starts talking about this whole thing about the boy who had no choice, Samuel.
Yeah.
What you want to leave that or
You can lead it.
all right? So then he goes, he shifts to the story of Samuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Samuel didn't choose his situation. His mother Hannah prayed desperately for a child. She uh, made a vow to God, right? If God gave her a son, we would give, she would give him back to God. That
Mm-hmm.
was her vow, right?
Mm-hmm.
God answered her prayer, and Samuel was born.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was still a little boy, Hannah took him to the temple and just left him there. It wasn't Samuel's choice. And Bishop Tubman makes this bold statement here. He goes that the experience could have been traumatic
Traumatic.
because children don't understand sacrifice the way adults do. Samuel was raised in a place he did not choose, around people he didn't choose. He was in a circumstance, or circumstance is, that he did not choose. The circumstance in which you find yourself is your growth opportunity. You don't always choose where you end up,
Yeah.
but you always choose how you grow there. I want to say that again. You don't always choose where you end up, but you always choose how you grow there. Shena, that's like whoa moment.
Yeah.
Because how do you handle how are you handling a situation that's out of your control?
You can only take it one day at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because will you live through it, or will
Ooh.
you become bitter by the lack of control or by the circumstance?
That's just like when I was talking when he was mentioning when I said it earlier, how he said that when you're in these places sometimes make you submit to people you don't want to submit to.
Hmm.
But these are the times when you have to, I wrote it down, let me see. He said learning how to serve under someone, you have to he said learning how to serve under someone, you first have to before you can serve over someone.
Hmm.
Um and that's what he was talking about with Eli. Eli didn't choose to be in the predicament that he was in. It was a
And
vow that his mother made
hmm
with God, but it ended up being the place that God wanted him to be. But he
hmm
had to serve in order first before he was able to serve people.
yeah, yeah, because when you grow where you didn't want to go, right? Be determined, become anyway, right? That's one of his most powerful statements he makes. You can grow
Mm-hmm.
where you didn't want to go, where you didn't choose to go, where you never expected to go. Grow, Michael. Growth is a choice. Paul says, when I was a child, I did childish things. But when I became a man, I put away those childish things. There was that he when he realized he was no longer a little boy, he had to lay down that little boy stuff. When you realize this is a moment for me to become, become. You grow through what you go through. And that's just the truth of life. And some of the hardest moments of our lives become the places where God grows us the most.
You're
The
breaking up a
place,
little bit.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but your video is froze.
Boy, the devil is working now, and I'm loose now, loose here. I'm good?
It's still lagging.
It is.
Mm-hmm. You're good now.
Okay. Okay. So the place that feels like a setback might actually be the place that God is developing you. I found the right video before we close out. You want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hold on. Here it is.
Calling when you want it.
It's the sound that's taking me out.
Oh,
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lordy. Ooh. You're going to crack me all the way up today. You hear me? All the way up. Okay. All right. So what you think? That's my first content creation. You know, I was playing
it,
around.
it was good. It was good, but the song took me out. The song took me out. You got to choose some different music.
uh,
You got to choose some different music because that ain't gonna cut it for that video.
they ain't gonna cut it.
Uh uh.
Okay. So, what in your life right now feels too big for you? So that's
Wow.
so that's a good question to have. It's inside your notes as you reflect that, right? What is Sister Sonya? What's up, girl? Okay. So you grow through what you go through.
Mhm.
All right. He starts talking about his whole. He starts talking about the loss of his son. It was a pain that he didn't choose,
Mhm.
but he had to choose how he responded. All right. That was big for me in my personal life.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
he could have numbed the pain, and numbing the pain can look like many things: alcohol, sex, drugs, whatever, partying real hard, escaping life, lock up in a closet, whatever. You could let the numbness, you could
Mhm.
numb the pain, medicate the pain, but instead he allowed himself to grieve.
Mm.
Grieving is a choice. I love that. and grieving is a tool that God gives our emotions to process, right?
Yeah.
So he says something powerful about crying. He says, for years, he believed men shouldn't cry, but crying became part of his healing. The fact that I can cry is a sign of God's healing in
Mm.
my life. Healing begins when we stop pretending we're not hurting. So he leaves this behind. He says, he closed this chapter with this. If we don't leave things behind, we will spend our lives digging through old habits and old identities. And the real self God created will stay buried. Lay aside the weight so the self can arise. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is simply letting go.
Yeah.
You cannot discover your future while clinging to
The past.
your past. Has God ever asked you to go? What you think?
Um, I love that because there are a lot of things that I used to try and cling to. Um, that was in my past. That I used to try to take with me in every season of my life. And of course, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. But I love how he said that you first have to grow down before you grow up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you first have to grow down before you grow up. You sometimes you got to reach rock bottom before you can get to the top. Sometimes you got to lose some things, some people, um, before you can get what it is that God wants for you. But I want to take it a little deeper and say, what do you do or how do you maneuver when maybe some things in your past, you left behind, um, but then they show back up? How do you maneuver? How do you differentiate if it's meant to be there, because it maybe it was a season, y'all needed to separate, or you needed to separate from this thing? How do you maneuver? And that question just popped up in my head when I reread the chapter earlier today. It was just to take it a little deeper, where what do you do, or how do you maneuver when there's some things from the past they may come back or make itself present? How do you differentiate that? Of course,
yeah,
it would take prayer or and
yeah.
discernment, but
I love that. To be honest, we just, I lead a small group at my job, whatever, and that's pretty much was the conversation today. We gave 10 things to know whether or not God has spoken or if it's God's permittable. Just
mm-hmm,
real quick, just randomly, just giving it. Have we prayed about it? We said that already. Is
mm-hmm,
God going to be glorified?
mm-hmm,
Is this sinful or cause me to sin?
mm-hmm,
Am I being crucified? Have we sought wise counsel? Am I seeking the kingdom first, or just seeking things that are added? Does this pull me away from God? Does it require me to exercise faith? Are we willing to accept no as an answer? Does this align with my spiritual gifts, or is my and is my motive pure?
mm. That's good.
Yeah, so I thought that question was so God inspired. We just talked about that. I think those 10 questions really help to assess, uh,
Mm-hmm.
weigh the matter. Bible says, "Try the spirit by the spirit,
By the
see if it's
spirit.
of His." Yeah, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to test the spirit. Yeah,
That's good.
of repeated things. Yeah. Well, I am Michael L. McCants.
And I am Sheena Hadley.
And you just got a chance to enjoy ReHash.
ReHash.
If you're available, join us on Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. for morning prayer intensive. And we'll see you in the
Better
morning. Be
day,
blessed.
yeah. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared. blessings gonna find me, yeah. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm missing money.